All right, that was our first 10. So now we're going to count the next 10. All right, so that one is 20. We need 31 down as our design shows. So that's another 10, that's 30. And then I'm just gonna move it one more, that's 31. So now you can kind of see the size of our design so far with just the 3 pins that I put in to begin with.
How do I know how big of a sheet to cut out?
Right, so I'm just using a scrap sheet. When I finish counting here in a second, I'll measure out, leaving about 1 inch on each side, and then we'll know how big it is. It's gonna depend on what you want to do to finish it. If you wanna put it in, say, like a 4x6 photo frame, then you would wanna make sure that your material measures 4 inches by 6 inches. All right, so let me go ahead and finish counting to our last corner. That's 10. That's 20. And then that's 24. All right, so let's get a ruler. And we can see what the size of our design will be. Now this is on 14 count material. If you use a different count, the size of your design will be a little bit bigger. This design is a little less than 2 inches by about the same size. It's barely a rectangle. This is a little more than 2 inches, but we want to leave at least 1 inch on each side in order for framing or however you would want to finish it. And like I said, depending on your choice, you might want that to be larger. So I imagine I'd keep another inch on that before I would trim the material.
How do I know what count material I should buy?
Okay, so 14 count is what I recommended in the group. That's a standard count. I'm not sure that I have an example. I'll look for before our next video. 11 count means that your holes are going to be larger and that you're going to have a bigger space in between. So the smaller the count, the bigger the squares, which will also make for a bigger design. An 18 count, the squares are going to be closer together and the design would end up smaller.